Um, if you look, Steve Jobs, Madeleine Albright, Obama, Angela Merkel, Pascal Brisson. It doesn't really fit. Some people deserve a book, others should just read a book. The thing is, what I find funny is that if you assume for 5 seconds that I was not a leader when I was born, which you would be assuming right, and then you're thinking like, because I don't have Steve's vision, I don't have Obama's intelligence, I certainly don't have Angela's patience, and I don't have Madeleine Albright's, they all know this, diplomacy. So how did I end up with a book? I think it's two things. I united two things together. I took great people and then brought them together by a vision, something very clear, driven by values. That's it. If, with Lisa Maria, what she did basically, I'm not following my speech at all, I keep looking at it, but I'm not following it at all. I'm still nervous a little bit. Lisa Maria, what she does is this, she's just inviting all of you to join us at a coffee table. She wants you to listen to dialogues that we've had, not just her and me. She's had like a lot of conversation with a lot of people from Engelska skolan, including this beautiful gentleman that was singing here, Peter Streda. He's in the book, and Petra also, all these people in the book. And basically, through these dialogues, she just wants you to realize like this thing, what is leadership? And leadership is amazing people, but it is also is making sure that we know what we stand for, communicate it, live it. But like Germain Lapam, the swimming pool guy, was doing, it's also when somebody or something threatens it, that you have the guts to do something about it. And that's the book, what she talks about. Barbara knows this. Barbara Bergström, she's the owner, she's a founder of Engelska skolan. If you meet her, like she is like Engelska skolan. She embodies the values of Engelska skolan. When she's designed routines around the values, she designed procedures around, and even us that work in Engelska skolan, we know this. She has also behaviors. She expects certain behaviors based around these values. If I look at our swimming pool guy, Germain, it was the same exact thing. And now, with Lisa Maria, with your book, is you want to invite them to also discover this. Lisa shared with me, can I look at the back? I'm so curious. Yeah, cool. Oh, there you go. Yes. Like, I have to, I thought it was a bigger picture of me there. I was thinking, yeah. Lisa shared the book with me a few months ago via a PDF file. And I was on the train. I was going to Umeå back and forth to operate my foot. By the way, I noticed some people were looking. I have no heel in the back. It's not because I have a book now. I have my new fashion line. Simply because I have to. Anyways, I was sitting on the train. I'm reading the book. It was fun, but it's not easy, though. Because like in the book, she talks about my dad. She talks about Petra and I fighting sometimes. She talks about my strength, but also she talks about a lot of weaknesses. And many times I had to put the computer away. I could just not, and then I brought it back and I kept looking. And I was talking with Shannon, who works at our school, about this. I have to admit that there was a little voice, a little guy inside of me that thought, God, this is so cool. This is so fun. And anybody who knows me knows that I've read a lot of these books. Steve Jobs is one of them that I've read. And there's a scene where I think the author is Walter, I think. And he describes this scene. They're in the back of the mansion of Steve Jobs. They're walking in the park. And then they're talking about leadership. They're talking about life. They're talking about his cancer also. And I kept thinking, and I was in my bed, like reading this book, and I kept thinking, like, oh, this is so cool. This conversation that they're having about this. Cool for both of them. For the author, but also for Steve. And I was thinking, like, oh, and if somebody would have walked, if you would have walked in my bedroom, it would be pretty weird, though. But if you walked in my bedroom, you'd have said, like, in 4 years from now, you'll be walking in Södermalm in Sundsvall with somebody asking you questions about your leadership. I would have never believed you. And that brings me also, I don't even know, Lisa Maria, how to say thank you. The whole travel that we've done together, the journey we've done together, it's not just the fact that it ended up in an amazing book, but it's been very good for us and for me as a leader also to question things, and we've talked a lot about it. You've asked a lot of good questions, and the way you write also just brings it all together. So I just want to say thank you. But here's the most important part of my speech also. It's easy now for me to stand here and I have all the spotlight and a little book and a nice, beautiful picture. Thank you, Per. Have you seen it, by the way? But the truth is that you don't create a school like this by yourself. Now I stand here, my name is in the book, but at the end of the day, a journey like this is taken with a lot of people. The train of Engelska skolan, as we've been traveling for 10 years almost, and every station we would stop, some people would get in, some people would get off. Well, you could use that in your next book, that's a good, but some people stayed also the whole way. Petra, who's been with me since the start, which we always joke about, my second wife. Peter, also my third wife. But and all the other people that are here, that have been from the start together, I think when you read the book, hopefully that it will be that this book is about them also. Because it doesn't work with one person. I don't know what to say. I just want to say thank you very much. Now I stand here, but thank you. Also, if you think that working with me is difficult, you need to try living with me. That's very much more difficult. And I cannot be here without saying a quick thank you also to 3 people who know my weaknesses, that know my faults more than anybody else. They decide to stay with me, or at least one decided, the other 2 are forced to stay with me. But Jenny, Jonathan, and Liv, to create a school like this, to build a school like this, you need to have stability, you need to have support. And these 3 people have been there the whole time, so thank you very much. Leadership is not easy. It is not easy. Barbara or Germain, the swimming pool guy, he struggled sometimes, and he would come, he would talk to me about this. It was difficult. Barbara, she's been heading the company for many years in Engelska skolan, and I'm very close to her, and still she comes to me, and she wonders, am I doing the right thing? Have I said the right thing? Should I be changing this and that? And that's leadership. And what this book is not, it's not 10 steps to become a better leader. It is not. But it does show you the power of values and how to use them in your leadership. So that's something. If you're not a leader also, what the book tells you is 3 things. One is if you align yourself with the values of the company will go better. It will work in a much better way. If you align yourself with the values of the company, you will climb also a lot faster. But also, when you look at this and you're thinking about the story of the guy with the tight jeans, the 3 t-shirts, the long hair, that thought he was a captain, but he was not really a captain, that failed 10,000 times as a leader, and then you see that he end up with a book, I think it gives us hope a little bit. To say, I can also make it. And I think that's the fun part. And then as last, I just want to say, read the book. That's good. Thank you.